right. This is I am. You don't need that one.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pjae wrote.
Thank you. We all are. We all have so many gifts, so many talents. I just so appreciate it. I don't need to talk about who we are. David has done a wonderful job of that. And what we do here, though, is that we teach, and we talk, and we discuss. Because the whole idea is to, as we were talking in our class this morning, is that we are ever evolving. And we come here together as a group of loving individuals who know Spirit in the way that we know Spirit, to understand how we individually evolve our lives to be the best that we can be, to be what we came here on this planet to be. And that's what we're here to do, is to help each other do that, unfold our lives, have the courage to step into things, the unknown, that we don't quite know how it's going to work, and that we hold each other and support each other and love each other through that and point the way to God. That's the only way that we're going to know, just to point the way to God. So that's what we do here. So last week we talked about drinking tea from an empty cup, which was a quote from Shogun, and it was about one of the ladies there was trying to teach the Shogun, who was new to the Japans, that you have no control over how things are. He was captured, he was a prisoner, but they wanted to know things from him, so they treated him better than a prisoner, but he lost his whole crew and a whole lot of things was going on, and she said, you can't do anything about that. And so drinking tea from an empty cup means just being with what is. It is what it is. Show up as yourself, doing the best that you can, and that's all that's required. That's all that is required. So that's what drinking tea from an empty cup is. Today I want to talk about, who do you say I am? Who do you say I am? It's one of my favorite things to think about and talk about, because it's what Jesus did. If you've read the stories, any of the stories, if you've heard of any of the stories of the Bible, people couldn't believe, thought he was being blasphemous, and what are you doing? You're thinking you're saying you're God, and that God is us, and he just had all the. We all think he was a new thoughter, but but people would ask him, who do you say you are? And the reason why, because they wanted to argue. They already knew what they thought, and he already knew what he knew. So he wouldn't answer. He just said, well, who do you say I am? Because it doesn't matter what I say. You're already going to have your own opinion. He knew that. No point in arguing with them. They're going to have what they have, and you know who you are. I want to talk to you about that today, because you know who you are. It doesn't matter what people call you, or what they say, or what they think, or come up and show. Let me just ask you this. How many of you in this room have an opinion? You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this thing? Everybody, including me, has several opinions about many, many things. Things we don't even know about. We still have an opinion about. We have an opinion. And so everybody has an opinion about who you are, what you should be doing, what you're capable of, it just goes on and on. But it doesn't really matter. What matters is what you say. So while Jesus was talking about that, I want to share with you that I have been called many, many things. Many things.
All of them good, right?
Beautiful. All of them perfect. Perfect. But here's the thing, and I say this, and I was thinking about this, it doesn't bother me. It really does not bother me what people say. Even if they say, oh, you're really great, you're really talented, and I love it and I appreciate it, but it doesn't matter. What I've been called is obnoxious. I have been called abrupt. In fact, my band, when I was in Thailand, I shared this with you, that my name was Abrupt Pjae. That's what they call me. My name was Pjae, but they call me Abrupt Pjae, because we didn't talk about this. We know where we're going. I've already told you this. This is what it is. Move on. Why do we have to discuss this again? I'm not going to change my mind. The story isn't going to change. So, and I did this with my clients. I had one woman, she asked me, because what we did was we did a lot of things with wedding planners, and because Phuket is a wedding destination island, so we did a lot of things with wedding planners. And so I wanted to be really generous with the bride, and because I know it's their best day, it's a great day, and so I would say, if you have any special music, any music that means anything to you, let us know. You can up to 5 songs. We'll learn for you, but you have to let us know at least 30 days in advance, because we got to learn them. Right? We got to find them, we got to learn them. And trying to get my band together, to learn some new stuff, that was a trial in itself. So 30 days. So I'm on the way to a wedding. And the wedding planner calls me and she goes, hey, you know, the bride would really, really love for you to play this song, which I didn't know at all. And I said, yeah, we really, really love to play it for her, but we don't know it, so I can't play it. And he said, you can't play it? No, I can't play it. It's okay, it's on the phone. I get there, we're setting up, we got the band going. She comes to me again and she said, the bride would really, really love you to play. Can you play this song? And I said, listen to me. I'm not going to say what I said to her, but I will say that I said, I'll clean it up. I said, I'm not a jukebox. You can't put a quarter in me, and I can tell you where so that she could put it. And for me to play the song, I can't play the song. Now, if she wants to get up here, and I can play the song, I can download it, and play the recording, but we can't do it. That's it. And so my band members, whenever somebody would come up and have something to say, they go, talk to Pjae. Hey. And so okay, I own that. I know that's who I am. I know I don't have patience for that, particularly if I've already talked with you, but I'm not going to keep going on. I'm not going to change my mind. It is what it is. I was at a convention a couple weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. It was really wonderful with Mary Mann and Morris. It was really great down in Dallas. And I met three other ladies, but 2 of us really hit it off. So we spent the whole conference together. It was like 3 days. So 3 days at a conference. I mean, how well do you know someone? Not really well, but well enough to spend time with them. And at the end of the conference, I was really tired. My neck was bothering me. And they were at the place where they were starting to sell you stuff. And I went to the conference with 3 things in mind. I always go with goals, right? So my goal was to take this information that I knew, take it deeper. To meet some other people that are doing this, and so we could help each other. We could be partners in believing. And not to buy anything else. No, I'm not buying anything else. So on Saturday, when that was at the end of the thing, that's what they're going to start selling. So I just said, you know what? And I wasn't feeling good. I was hungry. So I said, I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to walk back to my hotel. It was only like 10 blocks, about 10 blocks away, very small blocks. I'm going to walk back to my hotel, take a nap, and come back. Well, as I was walking, I realized, there's no need to go back. There's no need to go back. I'm going to give me some food. I'm going to go to the hotel and take a rest, and then I'm going to go home. So one of the ladies texted me, and she said, are you coming back? And I said, no, I'm not coming back. I said, I'm sorry, I missed you because you were doing something. I missed you and I missed the other lady, but no, I'm not going to come back. It was great meeting you and so on. So she wrote me back, just a long text about how she just didn't feel like we could move forward and we couldn't have a relationship. I had no compassion. I had no understanding. She just wrote this whole email or a whole text. And I thought, okay, so I just wrote, hey, noted. Have a great time, and I deleted her from my contacts. That's fine. So you see what I mean? You can say what you want to say. I know who I am. I know that I'm a compassionate person. You don't get to write to me and tell me on my phone, and I'm going to keep it. No, thank you. It's a goner. It's a goner. So this is what I'm telling you: is that know who you are. No one else gets to do that. You already know the work you do, how much work it takes to know God, to trust, to step out on faith. This is all work, and it's not a one and done. It's constantly, because here's what we think. We think that prayers and blessings and the things that we're asking for are bigger and smaller. Like this is a small prayer, and this is a big prayer. That's nonsense. It's just all prayer. It's just all energy and all prayer. It's just bigger to us because we don't understand how it's going to get here. And so we think, this is a big thing I'm asking them. I don't know if, we put all this nonsense on it. It's all nonsense. But we don't have to do that. So that's part of what we're here to understand. A prayer is a prayer is a prayer. God is on your side, and whatever you're calling that, which is greater than yourself, is on your side. You just ask for be clear, ask for what you want, let it go. It's done. There's nothing bigger or smaller. It's all God, and it's all good. And that's what we get to know. So as we are moving forward and our lives are evolving and unfolding, and we are at a higher place in our life, and we're asking for more. I was raised in a fundamental Baptist church. My mom knew spirit so well, she called on Jesus all the time, particularly so that she wouldn't have to kill us. And she would be, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus! Don't let me kill my kids. This was her constant prayer. But she really did call on Jesus all the time. And so that's how I was raised. But she also had what I call I think it's a manufacturing term, JIT, just in time. JIT is a manufacturing term, just in time. So she prayed to a just in time God. So it was always, this was what she always said, God will always be there. No, God may not be there when you want him, but he'll always be on time. So essentially, always pulling you back from the brink, always taking you up to the worst part in your life and then pulling you back from the brink. And I just thought, you know what? Isn't there a better God than that? I mean, is it about God doing that, or is it about what you expect? So I said, you know what, Spirit? No, don't take me up the brink. I don't want to be anywhere near the brink. I don't want to even see the brink. I see no brinks in my life. So take me on a road that just takes me exactly where I want to go without pulling me back. And that's how you understand? So if you're not, we talked about this at the class this morning. If you're not getting things the way you want to get them, or they're not coming, it's probably about the way you're praying and what you're expecting. Not just about how you're praying, but what you expect. Expect great things. Don't expect that it's not too big for God. Nothing is too big for God. God is the whole universe. How could it be too big? What does happen, though, is that to go from your prayer, the energy of God, out into the universe, if all of us, and this is what I believe, if all of us are individualized expressions of God, God is using all of us to get things done. Now, he may tell me, hey, I want you to spend $100 and give it to that girl over there, which he's done. And I can say, I don't have $100 in my bank account. I'm not giving that girl my last $100. And okay, fine. And he'll go to someone else. I'm not going to sit there and beg you to do stuff. He's going to give you a little whisper, tell you to do it. You either do it or you don't. Same thing is happening with your prayers. Do you understand? So all things on this planet have to move around. All of God's children have to do what God is asking them to do. And if they don't, that's their decision. But God's not going to wait. He's going to move on. We're going to move on. Going to move on. So you don't know how many things or people or whatever have to move around for what you ask for to get to you. That's all. That's all you're waiting for. There is no time, there is no wait, there is nothing other than the manifestation of it. But once you've prayed, it is done. Do you understand what I'm telling you? And somebody asked me, they said, well, what would happen if I prayed again? You prayed again. There's no punishment, or, you know what I mean? If you pray again, if it makes you feel comfortable to pray 2, 3, 4, 5, pray as much as you want. I'm telling you, once you pray, it's done. But if you feel more comfortable praying more times, go ahead. Go ahead. That's okay. That's your relationship with God. And how you feel comfortable talking to God more than once. Fine. No problem at all. Do that. So who do you say I am? That's important for you to know. Because people are going to have their opinions. We've already established that. Everybody's got one. People who love you. People who don't know you. Strangers. Everyone will come up and say, that's an interesting choice. Don't know anything about you. And say, yes, it is. And keep moving. Or no, it's not. Or even don't even need to respond. What does it matter what they say? So what we want to do is, and I like to give you 3 action steps. The only thing that matters is, who do you say I am? So here's what you do. 3 things. Know who you are. Know who you are. And as we experience our life, we keep evolving. So part of the thing for us is that we still think we were someone that we were before, but we have actually changed. We've actually grown. And so we have to keep recognizing. That's why I talk with you guys every year. At the beginning of the year, we don't do first of the year goals, what are those things that they call them? We don't do that. What I ask you to do is just look over your life and see if you are who you were last year. What has changed? And just acknowledge that. This is who I am now. That's all. Every year, just acknowledge who you are, what you've grown into, what you're expecting from God. So know who you are. Hold to who you are. All right? So as people are coming and talking about this is how things should be, or that's what you should be doing, or whatever, just hold to yourself. It's not a selfish thing to do. It's actually it's honoring who you are and who you and God are together. But you have decided that you're going to be. So hold to yourself. You don't have to hold to yourself in an ugly way. So I'm not doing that. That's crazy. Just, no, thank you. Move on. I am not there. I want relationships. I want relationship with my children. I want relationships with you all. I'm not in control of that. All I can say what my desire is. How people respond is theirs to do. And I'm no longer going to continue to show up where I'm not wanted. Do you get that? That's my choice. That's my choice. You can do that if you want to. Continue to show up hoping that they'll change their minds, hoping that something will change. But I find that I'm only changing when I decide to change a particular thing. If someone sees me as something, I will always be that for them until they change their mind about me. I can't do anything about that, right? You can't do anything about that. All you can do is be who you are. Hold to who you are. That's number 2. And number 3, be your own authority. Be your own authority. You are the highest authority about what is right or not for you in your life. You and God. When I'm on the phone talking to people, I was on the phone with a, who was this person? So counselor or mentor, something. She was trying to tell me something. She wanted me to move to another step. And I said, I'm not ready for that step. And she was going on about what it is. And I said, hey, I've already spoken to the Spirit about it. This is not where I'm going. Move on. Move on. I'm not doing it right now. Okay? And she said, okay. She understood that. You're the highest authority. Yes, I am. Thank you. And so, all right, tell me what I already know. So the 3 steps: know who you are, hold to who you are, and be your own highest authority. You are the highest authority, you and God. It doesn't matter what others say about you, as I'm concluding, or who you are, or what you should be, or it only matters what you know and what you believe about yourself, because everybody has an opinion. The only opinion that has weight, that should have weight, is the one you give weight to. So decide now whether your opinions or someone else's have weight in your life. Yeah, okay. I have printed stuff on the front and the back. Which I don't normally do. I want to give you some final quotes. This is from Stephen Fry. He's a writer, he's an actor, and he says, you are who you are when nobody's watching. That's who you are. Not who you think with their light shining on you, what you think you're supposed to be in front of people. You are who you are when nobody's watching. So when nobody's watching, see who you are and show up as that person. My final thoughts to you are this: you are here on this planet, and I say it all the time, I will continue to say it because I believe it's true. You're here on this planet at this time to be your unique self. You are unique. In the end, no one else's opinions, not your parents, not your children, not your spouse, no one else's opinion matter about your life but yours. Know yourself, and when you do that, you and the universe together make a mighty and unbeatable pair. And so it is.